In today's video, we're talking about how to back up and restore your GoHighLevel account so you can protect your work before you make any major changes. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever felt nervous before editing a funnel or switching a domain or updating automations or maybe even rebuilding a client account, this video is going to save you a ton of stress. Most people learn about backups after something breaks. A page gets overwritten, a workflow gets deleted, a snapshot gets changed, and you can't remember what it looked like before. And then you're stuck trying to rebuild from memory. This is the worst time to realize you needed a safety net. Now, the goal here is simple. Before you make big edits, you want a way to roll back, restore, or at least recover key pieces fast. In GoHighLevel, the smartest backup approach depends on what you're trying to protect, because some things are account-wide, some things are asset by asset. So I'm going to explain what backup and restore really mean inside GoHighLevel, and then we'll go ahead and walk through how you can do this in GoHighLevel. Let's get into it. First off, what do backup and restore mean? So GoHighLevel is not like WordPress where you download one file and restore the whole site. It's a platform with lots of moving parts. When most people say backup, they usually mean one of three things. They mean backing up the structure of an account, like funnels, workflows, pipelines, triggers, calendars, forms, and settings. In GoHighLevel, this is often handled with snapshots, duplication, or exporting specific assets. They mean backing up a specific funnel or website so they can revert it if a design change goes wrong. In GoHighLevel, you typically protect that by duplicating pages, cloning funnels, or saving versions before you edit. Or they mean backing up data like contacts, opportunities, conversions, and appointments. That part is usually protected through exports, audits, and careful change control, because restoring data is not always as simple as restoring a page. So we're going to cover the safest, most beginner-friendly ways to protect yourself before big changes and how to restore realistically works when something goes wrong. When you back up before changes, you should always back up before any change that could break traffic, break lead flow, or create hours of cleanup. If you're running a live funnel that's currently running ads, back it up first. If you're editing a live website, back it up first. If you're changing a domain connection, SSL setting, or DNS, back it up first. You're catching on to the pattern here. If you're making big workflow changes like rewriting a lead follow-up system or editing branching logic, again, back it up first. It's really easy to accidentally delete a step, remove a weight, or break a trigger that was quietly doing its job. If you're importing a snapshot into an account, back it up first. So snapshot imports can add or overwrite assets depending on what you select. This is not something you want to guess with. And if you're working in a client account and you are not fully sure what's currently being used, backing up first is not optional. It's what keeps you professional. Now, what you should back up first. If you only have 5 minutes, protect the pieces that take the longest to rebuild. Funnels and websites are top priority because a single page change can break conversions. Workflows are a top priority because they're complex and rebuilding logic from memory is painful. Forms, calendars, pipelines, and triggers are next. For data, contacts, and opportunities matter most. Even if you never need to restore them, exporting them gives you a record that you can reference. Also, you want to protect your domain and tracking setup. Even though you cannot back up DNS inside GoHighLevel, you can document your current settings so you can revert quickly. The safest mindset is that backups are not just about restoring, they're about being able to go back to what worked. So this is just going to prevent the classic funnel mistake where you edit the wrong page and save over it. It prevents the workflow mistakes where you delete a step and don't realize it until leads stop getting messages. It also helps you prevent the snapshot mistakes where you import something and suddenly your menus, forms, or automations look different than before. It's even going to prevent you from the domain change panic where pages stop loading and you can't remember what the DNS values were. The point is not to be afraid of change. The point is to make changes with a safety net. Let's go ahead and go into GoHighLevel. If you don't already have a GoHighLevel account, we do have an exclusive link where you can get a 30-day extended free trial. Once you click that link, you'll go ahead and click start extended free trial. It's 30 days rather than the 14. You'll enter in all of your information right here and then go to step 2. You will have to put your credit card in, but they won't charge you until the 30 days. So if you're still deciding, just make sure you set an alarm on your phone on day 28 or 29. Now that we are in GoHighLevel, step number 1 is to create a simple backup folder or naming system. So before you duplicate anything, just decide how you want to label it so you can find it later. Creating a naming pattern like backup date asset or a safe copy copy asset name. This matters because when you have multiple funnels and workflows, you don't want to guess which one was the original. Step number 2 is to duplicate the funnel or website page you're about to edit. So we'll go ahead and go to sites. We can go ahead and see all of our funnels right here. We can go ahead and click the clone button right here. We're going to go ahead and enter in the backup, the date, and the name of it, okay? And then you'll go ahead and click confirm. Step number 3 is to duplicate any workflows connected to that funnel, okay? So if you have workflows in that funnel, you're going to want to go to automation. You're going to want to go to that specific workflow. Again, you're going to come here and you're going to go ahead and click duplicate workflow, and you're going to go ahead and backup, date, name of workflow. Go ahead and click create, and it will be backed up and you know exactly where it is. Then step number 4 is to export a contact list if you're doing anything that affects data. So all you'll do is go ahead and come into contacts, and then you'll export all of your contacts from here. Step number 5 is to screenshot or document current domain and tracking settings. So if you're changing domains, SSL, or Cloudflare settings, take screenshots of the current domain connection screen and any relevant settings. This is not overkill. It will allow you to revert something quickly if something goes sideways. Step number 6 is to make the change on the duplicate first. Do not edit the live version first. Make your changes on the duplicated funnel or duplicated page. This is going to reduce risk and make testing easier because you can compare old versus new side by side. Step number 7 is to test like a customer would. So submit the form, trigger the workflow, check the confirmation page, check the email, all of the links, etc. A backup is only useful if you actually test the change before replacing the working version. And step number 8 is to only replace the live version once you feel confident. Once that duplicated version works exactly how you want it to, then and only then can you swap what is live. If you're changing pages, you can set the updated page live. If you're changing workflows, you can turn off the old workflow and turn on the new one. The key is that you're never stuck without a working version. How to restore if something breaks. So in GoHighLevel, I showed you that restore. That usually means reverting to your duplicate. If a funnel change breaks conversions or layout, you can switch back to the duplicated version that you labeled as your backup. If a workflow change breaks follow-up, you can turn off the new workflow and turn the original workflow back on immediately. If a snapshot import caused issues, the safest restore approach is often to re-import your own known good snapshot or manually revert the specific assets depending on what's changed. For data issues, if contacts were changed incorrectly, you may need to use your exported list to re-import the correct records. This is why exporting matters when data is involved. The main idea is that restore is fastest when you have a clean copy of the working version. This is why duplication is your best friend. Now, I wanted to touch on some of the pricing plans in case you don't have a GoHighLevel account and you're still deciding. They have a couple different options here. So they've got the starter and the unlimited plan. The starter plan is just $97 per month. You get everything in GoHighLevel. The main thing is that you get 3 sub accounts. Then we've got the unlimited plan, which is $297 per month. With this, you get unlimited sub accounts. Okay, that's the 2 big differences. In the unlimited account, you also get API access and a branded desktop app. The type of business you have depends on the plan you need. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of this backup approach. So starting off with the pros, this method is simple and does not require technical skills. You're mostly just duplicating assets and documenting settings so you can revert quickly. It also protects the areas that cause the bigger headaches when they break, like funnels and workflows. It's also fast, so once you get used to it, you can back up a funnel and workflow in a few seconds. It also works for both your own accounts and client accounts. It also helps you look more professional because you're not making risky changes without a safety plan. Now for the cons, it does require discipline. Backups only work if you do them before changes, not after. You can end up with extra copies if you do not label things clearly. This is why naming and organization matter. It's not a single button restore for the entire account. Some pieces like data corrections require exports and re-imports if something goes wrong. If you're building and GoHighLevel, you should definitely treat backups like part of the workflow, not an extra task. This is especially true if you're editing anything that is live, connected to ads, or tied to lead follow-ups. Those are the areas where one small mistake can cost you leads or time. If you're a beginner, this method is one of the safest ways to learn because it lets you experiment without fear. You're never stuck trying to rebuild from memory. And if you work with clients, this is one of the easiest ways to protect trust. Clients do not care how good you are at fixing mistakes. They care that you don't create emergencies in the first place. GoHighLevel is so powerful, but the more powerful the system, the more important it is to protect your work before you make any big changes. A simple backup habit can save you hours of stress later on. Duplicate what matters, export what matters, and document anything related to domains notifications or tracking. That way you can move fast without feeling like you're gambling with your account. If you want to check out GoHighLevel and get access to that extended 30-day free trial, don't forget to use our link down below. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content and tutorials just like this. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and of course leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. This channel is dedicated to helping you build smarter systems with GoHighLevel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.